For years, the world of gaming has been at war. A war between superiority over who is best. The victor would, supposedly, stand triumphant over those who had lost, and claim champion above all. But like all great wars, the struggle is ongoing. The end is not in sight. The battles are frequent, often without a victor, and many have fallen without an offspring to take over. For this month, we take a look at all the warring factions and let you decide who reigns supreme overall. Welcome to War. The Console Wars. This is the Gaming Wildlife Foundation. Oh, hi. This week we take a look at mobile gamers.
Aren't you going to say something witty or sarcastic?
You know, I'm not some kind of dancing monkey that you can just force to do your bidding.
But I did just play chimpanzee in Words with Friends.
You did what? Ugh. Mobile gamers. Mobile games as a medium ranged anywhere from a Nintendo Game Boy to a Sony PSP to a Nokia N-Gage before smartphones started popping up around the mid-2000s. With the rise in popularity of Blackberries and iPhones, smartphones quickly became an avenue for video games to be distributed among cellular devices. The rise in popularity didn't hit its peak until 2009 when Angry Birds became the most successful mobile game, selling over 12 million copies by 2010. I swear that Angry Birds game is everywhere. Am I hearing it correctly that they're going to be making an amusement park? Ow! Why?
You have not been hurt nearly enough this month.
For more information on mobile gamers, we go to our expert, the new head of the University of Gaming's mobile gaming department, Michelle Head.
Mobile gamers have the advantage of both having their games wherever they go and the experience of being able to load up games quicker than their console counterparts.
Does this give the group a smug sense of superiority over the others?
No, not really.
It's over. The joke is over. The joke is finally... Oh, ow! I don't like you.
Anyway, it doesn't for the simple reason that mobile gamers haven't been around long enough to really establish themselves as a collective group in the same way Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC gamers have.
Well, video games on mobile devices are very popular right now, which is why I wanted to do an episode about them. But what can we actually say about mobile gamers?
Well, since it's relatively new compared to the other consoles in the war, the best we can do is look at the history. Back in the 80s, there were a series of simple LCD games that ranged in popularity. They mostly died out in the 90s due to mobile gaming becoming popular with the Nintendo Game Boy.
But that would make mobile games fairly old, actually. It means that they would predate both Xbox and PlayStation.
Stop talking! Haven't you read the comments? Everyone hates your accent.
Your cleavage says what?
What?
Exactly.
During the early 2000s, Nintendo and PlayStation fought over the mobile market for domination. But we didn't see any mobile phone gaming until Nokia's attempt in 2003 with the N-Gage. It was half phone, half gaming system. It didn't work mostly because of bad hardware, but it would eventually pave the way for smartphones a few years later.
It's weird to think that this thing that's so ubiquitous now is only about 8 years old.
Blackberries are older.
Well, I mean, technically, yes, but the ones that really paved the way for how gaming was going to... Stop that!
The iPhone did allow mobile gaming to exist for phones. The launch of the App Store in 2008 opened up a new avenue for gamers. Now people could have video games on their cell phones, and could even connect to other phones via multiplayer apps.
So what exactly defines a mobile gamer?
You can see where the trends are going via the popular games people play. A lot of the games on the App Store are freemium games where people spend money on microtransactions to progress forward in mediocre city buildings or world-building games.
You should see the shit that Square Enix tries to pull off.
Oh no, I've heard horror stories about that. Say, director, how much money has your roommate spent on that Final Fantasy game?
Oh, way too much.
Hey, I've only spent $16.
On a game that you got for free.
Oh, yeah, well, shut up, it's fun.
Some mobile games have a social aspect to them, like Words with Friends, where you play an extended game of Scrabble, or Draw Something, which is an extended game of Pictionary. Though these games also have microtransactions in them, mostly because people still pay for it.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot to work with here. I mean, what advantages does being a mobile gamer have over being one for the consoles?
Since the ease of playing mobile games comes from having a phone with you at all times, you can pick up the device and start playing within seconds. It's kind of the same way consoles used to be back in the 90s, before they basically became slightly worse gaming PCs.
So it appeals to more of a casual gamer, rather than someone who would sit down and take the time to go through an epic quest in Skyrim or marathon some Star Gathering in Mario.
Yeah, people really look down on mobile gamers for not being a real gamer.
What? That's ridiculous. Just because it's on a phone doesn't mean that you're not a gamer. I mean, does this happen with other consoles as well?
Oh, yeah. Nintendo gamers are frequently called casual because Nintendo mostly makes family-friendly games.
Well, that's ridiculous. Of course you're a gamer if you play Nintendo games. Is this happening a lot in the culture right now?
It does. A big part of this console war is the domination of who's the most legitimate gamer of all.
Well, that's just silly. You're all legitimate gamers, obviously. You're experiencing the culture. You're seeing how much fun and joy these things can bring you. It doesn't make you any less legitimate just because you prefer one system over the other.
Some people would say otherwise.
Well, they're wrong. Look, I've been studying the gaming culture for the past 2.5 years. This show was originally supposed to be a satirical look at how gamers act like animals within a wildlife reserve. But I've found the gaming culture to be full of diversity and tons of amazing personalities that are fun to both observe and embrace. Yes, we'll make fun of gamers from time to time, but I still feel like there's tons of cultural diversity that makes gaming such a unique and powerful movement. There's a lot of people out there who are talking about how the term gamer is dead, and that it just doesn't mean anything to be a gamer anymore. This entire month was meant to show that that's just not true. Being a gamer is meaningful, and it can help define an entire generation of people, no matter who they are. We all support gamers in every way, and we love what the culture has to offer. Yes, there are flaws in how gamers act, and yes, there is bigotry out there against some groups more than others, but that doesn't mean that gaming is dead, nor that the term gamer doesn't mean anything. It just shows that there's a lot of room for growth, and that we can still move forward and improve who we are. Gaming Wildlife loves all gamers, and know that this defines millions of people's lives worldwide. Let yourselves be known. Show that you matter, and show that the culture that we've built is important, because it is. Well, thank you, gamers, for making our world so fascinating and wonderful. And thank you to everyone who has been a part of our show for the past 2.5 years. From Gaming Wildlife, I am Ian Weaver.
I'm Shoshana Rose.
I'm Daniel Suffield.
And we will see you in 2015. Good night. So was there a reason we kept showing off your cleavage?
I wanted to show Vivian as a sexualized character.
Why?
Is there a reason we can't?
I mean, no, I guess not.
There you go.
Can't argue with that.